Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Friday, September 24th, 2010, a cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. I know, it's depressing. For like the last 4 months, I've been sitting in front of the pool doing these things, and look behind me, the cover is on, the pool's closed. You wonder why I hate fall. Okay, you can get us on your mobile phones these days. Archives, top of the page, also archives of the eye candy down at the bottom. Dave's weather forecast over there, audio on iTunes for the Daily Dose, and we roll on with my 15-month paid vacation. I'm going to start with 3 shockers today, 3 stories that should shock you. Major companies, they have this very sophisticated tracking mechanism for popularity, recognizability, likability, stuff like that. And in 2003, Budweiser ranked number 16 in the entire country in all products, goods, services, and stuff like that. Like Coke always surveys really, really high. You know, places like, you know, Xerox and stuff like that. But anyhow, so Budweiser, number 16th in the country in 2003. Last year, 222nd. The wheels have sort of come off at Budweiser, and their new plan, by the way, to try to repopularize Budweiser, which for a long time was considered one of the premium beers in this country. They're going to start giving it away. They have all sorts of ways they're going to do that. So don't be surprised if somebody comes up to you in a bar and hands you some free Budweiser. You know, it's not necessarily going to have, you know, a drug in it that's going to have you wake up in a bathtub 6 hours later with your kidneys missing. Since 2005, in the month of September, your St. Louis Cardinals record is, and again, I want to set this up so you can digest it again. So you go back to 2005 and just look at the September record of the St. Louis Cardinals under Tony La Russa for the last 5 years, just in September. Cardinals record 74 and 90. And shocker number 3, you know, director Cameron Crowe, who has made so many good movies. God, he wrote the screenplay for Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know, people always say, well, I wasn't around in the 70s, or I was a big loser or something, and gosh, it would have been interesting to be around in the 70s and sort of know what the music scene was like back then. And I always say, rent the movie Almost Famous, directed by Cameron Crowe. It's practically a documentary. It is the most accurate depiction of what it was like to be sort of associated with the music industry back in the 1970s. Almost Famous. It's almost a documentary. Say Anything, Jerry Maguire, Elizabethtown. Very, very underrated movie by Cameron Crowe, which almost nobody saw. And by the way, if you recently lost a parent, you watch the movie Elizabethtown, just plan something really fun afterwards, but it's really, really a good movie. Also, what else? So Cameron Crowe meets Nancy Wilson of Heart on the set of Fast Times at Ridgemont High back in, well, the movie came out in '82. They've been married for the last 24 years. Kaput! Nancy Wilson and Cameron Crowe, after 24 years, actually they separated 2 years ago and nobody knew anything about it. We just saw Heart at the Family Arena, what was it, 3 weeks ago, and they were terrific. All right, Congress has officially banned the term mentally retarded from federal laws and replaced it with intellectual disability. Now that phrase was chosen after Republicans objected to the first suggestion. Tea Party member Chris Noth says the Sex and the City franchise is dead, and he blames the press. He's a comedian, I didn't know that. John Hamm has been on every show lately because he's got a bunch of movies, and Mad Men is back, and all sorts of stuff, so he's got lots of stuff going on. Native St. Louisan. So he admits the other day that in the 1990s, when he was trying to get his career started, he was a set dresser on porn movies. Now, a set dresser sort of means you move ashtrays around and adjust furniture and just sort of make sure that when they start filming, everything looks the way it's supposed to. He hated it. He was depressed. And a friend of John Hamm's called him and left a message for him. Her name was Jennifer. And she said, from New York, and she's calling. She goes, you know, I'm doing this play, and I think I got an opening for you. So he says, fine, I don't even know what it is. I'll take it, because I hate what I'm doing so much. Well, it saved his career, got his career on track. Oh, and by the way, he and Jennifer have been together ever since. So you want a really, really tall, dark, handsome, heartthrob dude, get him a job. All right, we're keeping track of the ratings here in the first couple of weeks of the new fall TV season. Criminal Minds had its season debut the other night, down slightly from last year, but still easily the highest rated show of the night. They're doing fine at Criminal Minds. Same thing with Modern Family. That show was flat from last year in terms of ratings. And by the way, that might be the only time you will hear anything involving Sofia Vergara, who was on with David Letterman last night, and Shakira, by the way. I wonder if Mrs. Letterman knew that he was having Shakira half naked and Sofia Vergara, who might be the sexiest person on earth right now. But Modern Family, the words flat and Sofia Vergara usually don't go together. But that show's doing fine. Cougar Town. They brought on Jennifer Aniston, and the show still did not do particularly well. And the one that really tanked was that new Maura Tierney show called The Whole Truth. It got crushed. Only 4.9 million people watched it. Tonight on CBS, Tom Selleck is back. We'll see if he's got any juice left. The show is Blue Bloods. 30 Rock last night. I mean, it's such a good show. It's so funny. You almost have to watch it 2 or 3 times to pick up everything. And I recorded Outsourced, but I haven't watched it yet, but I have high hopes for the TV show Outsourced. About the guy who is, the call center gets shifted to India, so he's got to go over there and sort of figure things out. Looks fabulous. I'll let you know. I want to tell you about 25-year-old Eric Chambers of Raleigh, North Carolina. He's a repeat felon who's currently doing 10 years in prison down there in North Carolina. Recently, on his way back to prison after some time outside, he set off the metal detector, so he opened his mouth and they find a shiv. He was trying to hide under his tongue. So they send him through the metal detector again, and it goes off again. They're like, hey, wait a minute, what's going on? So they start searching him, and then they, I guess I would say, really start searching him, and guess what they found? They found a flip cam, what I'm recording this show on right now. And guess where they found it? That's right. You think you've had to watch some crappy videos. And turns out almost a third of all people screwing up their job hunting process do so by screwing up the interview. Accountemps just finished a survey of more than 1,400 chief financial officers who handle the hiring for companies. And what part of the job do people screw up most? Yep, it's the job interview. 32%, almost 1 out of 3, do something really stupid during the job interview. Resumes are second, followed by reference checks. Not doing a proper interview follow-up, that's fourth. And messing up your cover letter or not sending one in the first place is last. All right, Sunday is the second to last Channel 5 Sunday afternoon Cardinal baseball game. Thank God you don't have to hear Jay Randolph say Colby Rasmus instead of Rasmus, and all those incessant Channel 5 promos throughout the entire ball game. 2 more, one this Sunday and one next Sunday. Pray for rain. All right, the 36th season premiere of Saturday Night Live is tomorrow night, Saturday night, if you're watching this on Friday. Amy Poehler is the host. Katy Perry is your musical guest. And by the way, I'm not crazy about Katy Perry at all, but I mean, you can't take away the fact that she has really got something. So she gets yanked off this Sesame Street show. And by the way, there's another thing. The words Katy Perry and yanked probably have appeared in a sentence together before. But she's wearing this low top and everything. But hey, you know, when I was watching the Mickey Mouse Club in the 50s and 60s, you know, Annette Funicello wearing those skin-tight sweaters were, I think, probably more sexually suggestive than Katy Perry's cleavage. So they kicked her off that whole thing. But anyhow, Larry King tonight. Friday night has Seth Meyers, Amy Poehler, Kristen Wiig, Fred Armisen, Andy Samberg, and Lorne Michaels. That's on Larry King Friday night on CNN. Sunday, the 43rd season premiere of 60 Minutes. Andy Rooney is going to be our Video Village next week, by the way. Californication does not resume until January 10th, but Dexter is back on Sunday night. That's a big night around this house. And by the way, a lot of you, most of you, did not see The Hurt Locker, but you saw it winning all these Academy Awards last year, and Catherine Bigelow winning. So if you missed The Hurt Locker, it's going to be on Showtime right before Dexter on Sunday night. So it's going to be overlapped in the last few minutes of the football game, but you know, if you got a DVR, you might want to record that. Hurt Locker is an excellent motion picture. I mentioned Sofia Vergara and Shakira on Letterman last night. Let me mention it again. By the way, Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, I'm starting to sound like Joe Hipperson here. Tuesday and Wednesday, hey Joe, on Channel 9, the 10th inning. This is this two-part follow-up to the Ken Burns 10-part baseball special. It was the 10 or was it? No, it was 9 parts, 9 innings. So they're going to do the 10th inning. That is going to be Tuesday and Wednesday night on public broadcasting, Channel 9 here in St. Louis, 7 to 9 o'clock both nights. Ken Burns and his documentaries return, not to mention his dopey haircut. Tosh.0 on Comedy Central. Remember I started trying to tell you about this on the old radio show like 2 years ago? Tosh.0 on Comedy Central. It has just passed The Daily Show and The Colbert Report in the ratings on Comedy Central. Tosh.0. You know, I see a lot of things that are unique, but they're not funny. But to turn something on and go, you know, this is really, really unusual. I haven't seen this show before, and it's funny. It's very, very rare these days. But Tosh.0, if you're missing it, you're missing a lot. And I can't believe what he gets away with. He can say anything. I love that. All right, birthdays that include me and also Missy, who is 43 today. Missy? Yeah, maybe you've seen some of her movies like Anal Jeopardy, Anal Inquisition, Florence Rump. Are you seeing a pattern develop here? And also possibly my all-time favorite porn movie title. I said this one to Sparks once when she was on the show. And, like, you know, milk started coming out of her nose, which was interesting because she hadn't been drinking milk. Say aloha to my ahola. Missy is 43 today. And, by the way, on this date, 1977, The Love Boat debuted on ABC. You know, back in the 70s, I used to have a theory that if somebody knew way too much about The Love Boat and knew the storylines and everybody was on the show, meant they were a big loser. It was before VCRs, and so if you knew a lot about The Love Boat, it meant you were home at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, which made you a big loser. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. This is obviously staged, and it's not real, this video that's up, but I have it up there because I don't know how the hell they did it. And I've watched it 3 or 4 times now. I don't know how they did it. So look at JC's Eye Candy. It's right below what you're looking at right now. JC's Video Village, back to 2001. St. Louis Radio Association gave me the Lifetime Achievement Award. You see the tribute reel where all my friends and colleagues and everything say suspiciously nice things about me. The Wayback Machine, we're back to 1991 in the old barn when Mike Bush was still doing sports, along with Trey Wingo in a big Blues hockey game between the Blues and the Blackhawks, and Mike Keenan back in those days. JC's old school photo for the rest of the week is a great picture of John Goodman and JC from back in the mid-1990s. So that's it. Enjoy. Have a great weekend. Temperature's down a little bit. Humidity's down. I think it's a Sunday morning when we wake up, we could be in the 40s. I know on Monday morning, I think we are going to be in the 40s. It's going to be chilly. Fall is here. Pool is closed. I hate autumn. You understand me? Happy thoughts, JC. Happy thoughts. It's the weekend. And thank you to everybody who did remember my birthday today. I really appreciate it. That's it. Your daily dose for Friday, September 24th, 2010, a cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye!